All right, so I've been living here in Thailand for 6 months now. As of today, today is actually 6 months since I first arrived here in Thailand. So I wanted to take this opportunity to answer some commonly asked questions I get about what it's like to live here in Thailand in 2021. I mean, that's a tough question to answer. So at the time of booking, when I was booking and planning everything to come over here, there was no restrictions in place. Thailand had been over 100 days without any COVID cases. So it was very different from then to when I actually arrived. So because it changed before I managed to arrive, I adjusted my expectations. So I wasn't going to not come because of these restrictions and everything. So I am happy I came. It's not what I originally thought it was going to be, but by the time I actually landed here, from here on out, everything's been kind of how I'd expected. I actually thought, restrictions would ease a little bit sooner than they have, but that's totally fine. I've just accepted the whole time, basically. Restrictions are something we just have to live with at the moment. Australia was going through restrictions. It's everywhere in the world, and everywhere's treating it differently. Thankfully, everything's kind of finishing up here, and Thailand's in a great place now, and there's a real positivity in the air because of that. It's definitely unique being here. It was very real. There was a time where, the cases were getting out of control, and there was a real fear about it, and there was, an uncomfortable place to be. And that, I remember one day I was on a train, and I've told this story before, but I was on a train and someone sneezed, and a whole bunch of people got up and they moved to the next carriage. It was just a real fear going around. I know several people that have had it. It was very real, and it felt really close by, and the numbers were so out of control for such a while. But, I could see everyone was trying to do the right thing, and, there's practices in place to deal with it. But it's definitely not ideal by any means, but I don't think, being anywhere in the world was difficult. I had friends in Vietnam, and their lockdowns were absolutely insane. They weren't supposed to leave their neighborhood. Actually, that was the thing in Australia too. You couldn't go more than 5 kilometers from your house and things like that. So, in the grand scheme of things, it actually wasn't that bad here. So I'm able to make friends quite easily, which is great, but I was surprised at how quickly I made really good friends. Some of my friends that I made basically straight after quarantine are still my good friends now, which is really good. I was lucky to have met Dan. Now we get along really well. And since then I've met a couple other YouTubers, and we've got this nice little group of friends. Yeah, I'm really fortunate to be in this position, and I've met amazing people, so I'm really grateful for that. I'd like to meet more Thai guys, and that's something that I've talked about before. For me, it's much easier to meet females than it is to meet guys, but I have since been meeting more guys, friends of friends and stuff like that, and I've really enjoyed those experiences when I hang out with a whole group of Thai people. Only in just the last week, I feel actually finally settled. It's funny, I've been here 6 months and I've only just starting to feel properly settled now. So just this week, I just signed a contract for a new apartment. I've got that locked in for a year. I also just did my latest visa extension, so I don't even need to think about that for the next few months, which is really nice. So this week has been the first time I've just felt totally grounded at home. It's really nice. I do still have a whole bunch of my things. I've got an apartment in Pattaya that has a whole lot of my stuff, so I need to shoot down there. I'll probably do that within the next week, grab the rest of my stuff and bring it back here up to Bangkok. I actually had an apartment here in Bangkok, and then once the restrictions got really harsh, I actually finished up that contract and I shot up north to Chiang and spent about a month up there. And then I did a whole bunch of traveling around Thailand, and since then I've been basically living out of Airbnbs, which has been fine because the Airbnb cost has been really cheap, and I didn't mind moving around. It sort of, gave me a change of scenery all the time, gave me fresh content to make all the time, which is really good. Then the prices started to go up, and it seemed like every week they were just getting a little bit more. I was staying in places originally for $10 a night, then it was $15 a night, then $20 a night. Then when it hit $25 a night, I was like, okay, now's the time. I need to find an apartment. I'm spending too much on Airbnbs. And I also wanted to lock in an apartment too before the prices of them shoot up as well. So YouTube is going great. Thanks to all of you. I'm so appreciative. You have no idea. It's something I dreamed about for many years. It's been a lot of hard work. I've been making videos every single day. I do enjoy it. I haven't experienced burnout yet. I've skipped a couple of days of recording. I've got a few videos in the bank, and every now and then, if I'm feeling extra fresh, I'll do 2 videos in a day. So I've got one, and I can sort of take a day off. So while it does seem like I'm making a video every day, I do still get time off from time to time. But the channel's doing really well. I'm starting to get decent views. I'm earning great money, which is really good. I'd hoped that when I came here, that by the end of the year, I'd be making $1,000 per month. That's what sort of my minimum goal that I wanted by the end of the year. And this month, it's looking like I'm going to finish a bit over $2,500 for the month, which is, it's such a relief. And I'm so happy about it. You have no idea. So I'm not sure how much longer I'll continue to do daily videos. Dan and I are doing an experiment at the moment, and this is a great thing having him, that we can, we've got similar sized channels and we can compare analytics the whole time. So this month I'm doing videos every single day. He's doing basically every second day, but doing longer videos and upping the quality. And we're going to sort of compare at the end what the best strategy for that is. So it's tough, I enjoy making videos every day, but the quality is far from what I'm capable of. So I would like to spend more time and more effort into putting out a better product. But at the same time, the daily videos has been so important for the growth of the channel. I will say I'm pleasantly surprised with the cost of living here. I had an idea in my mind before I came over of how much money I'd need to survive and how much money I'd need, to live the life that I want to live. And I had an idea in my mind, and until you come here and you're actually living here, I wasn't sure. So thankfully it is. And now I'm actually in a position where I'm not spending all that I'm earning. I'm able to put away a bit of money each month, which is really good. I'm also really happy about this apartment that I've got. I locked it in at a really good price, and I've got it locked in for the next year, which is great. It's less than half of what it used to be worth pre-COVID. So really happy with that. And that's a great thing for my cost of living too. I think honestly, my biggest expense is when I go out socializing and things like that. A big night out drinking, you can still spend quite a bit of money here, even though it is really cheap. Yeah, language. I was doing great for so long. I was sort of like learning some really good like basic words and phrases and things. And then I've kind of taken my foot off the pedal a little bit. So just trying to balance what I was doing and doing the daily videos, and like now I'm dating someone and just, trying to do all this. I was just doing way too much, and I just sort of like backed everything down a little bit. And unfortunately, language is one of the things that I've sort of slacked off on quite a bit. So I do have a good little base of basic words and phrases and things like that, but I do need to learn more, and I need to make it more of a priority. And that's another factor that comes into consideration with the daily YouTube videos, and whether I go down to every second day to just get a bit more free time and a bit more free personal time as well. So this is exciting. Places are starting to slowly open up, which is really cool. I hear, I need to check the latest news, but I hear Cambodia's either just has opened or they're very close to opening up, which is really cool. I'm looking forward to being at a point where I can do sort of short trips. I will still be based here in Bangkok, but I'd like to go do, a week in Cambodia, or go see Vietnam, and, bounce around Southeast Asia. I'm dying to get back to Korea. I've got a whole bunch of friends there that I really miss. I'd love to see Japan again too. I might wait till after winter for that, but there's so many places I want to visit, and that's another reason I wanted to be based here in Bangkok. I've got the international airport here. It's a perfect base to be able to travel all over Asia. But the general plan is to be based here and be doing those short trips, basically like a week or two in each place, and then come back here and spend a few weeks here and, continue to do that for as long as possible. Very much more of the same, really. Now that I'm settled here, I do plan to do a trip, but it probably won't be for a little while. I've just spent an absolute shit ton of money moving into this place and doing my visa and everything like that. So I'll be based here for a little while, but I would love to do a trip, get up into the provinces and stuff like that. Later on, something I do plan to do, I'd love to do a motorbike tour. So I actually want to buy my own motorbike and do it. And I'll do it, I know a lot of people have done motorbike tours, but I'll do it a little bit differently. I want to do it kind of slowly and just sort of spend a day in a town and then go to another town and stuff, and just sort of not cover as much ground, but cover a smaller amount of ground in more detail. But that's something I'm really looking forward to. Unfortunately, I'm not going to Australia for Christmas. I've been back to Australia every year for Christmas, no matter where I've been in the world. But unfortunately this year, just with all the travel restrictions and everything, it was just too difficult to plan leading up to it. So I'm actually going back to Australia in March just for a few weeks. I've got a family event on there, which is nice. So I'm looking forward to catching up with my family. I'll be there for a few weeks and then I'll shoot back here. All right, well, that's it. Thank you to everyone that's been following along the journey. I'm having an absolute ton of fun, as I'm sure you can see. So thank you to everyone that supports the channel, like, comment, subscribe, everything like that. I'm having the best time because of all of you guys. So thank you very much. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.